Always a pleasure to be here with you. Well, what I say yesterday, but I think it's important to highlight is that expectations of progress in Haiti, on the security front and the political front, are evidently there. We do hope that with the deployment of the GSF, security situation can improve. We hope and we expect. There's a dire need to do that. The security situation in Haiti is still, as you know, with around 80% of the capital either with influence or controlled by the gangs. And even though security operations have increased and got some positive results, still the situation is by and large the same. The mission, support mission that will support the GSF, it's been deployed bit by bit. The timeline is still the same. By 1st April, we should have the mission there. And on the political front, there were important developments recently in Haiti with a electoral decree with an electoral calendar, but evidently everything is contingent upon improvement on security. The humanitarian situation, as you know, is still rather dire in terms of 1.4 million internally displaced due to violence, food insecurity, also very high. The humanitarian appeal, unfortunately, with not enough funds, just around 20% of the needs currently. But we do hope that the situation moves forward during 2026. There were some valid concerns that we share with the Security Council members in terms of the governance arrangements. Currently, the transitional governance arrangements finishing next February 7th, and a clear call for all actors in Haiti to think about national interest, to get together and think about the country first and foremost, and stop the internal fighting. A lot of support on the role of the political mission in terms of supporting the political process, support the electoral process, support DDR and CBR, which will become more important as time goes by, particularly with the deployment of GSF. We work already on those areas along with UNICEF and other entities, considering the large number of under minors, basically that form more than half of the gangs currently. But we hope that we can work and make more progress on the safe exit of those children. So again, in general terms, concerned of the situation, but a cautious optimism of what we can provide with the GSF deployment and with the political work ongoing. But all, as I said, is contingent upon improving the security situation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much on behalf of the United Nations Correspondents Association for doing this briefing. My name is Edith Lederer from the Associated Press. A couple of follow-up questions. First, you said that the deployment is going bit by bit. Why is it so slow? And is the U.S. government putting enough clout into trying to speed up this operation so that there actually is some significant progress in controlling the gangs?
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Well, it bit by bit, but it's according to schedule. 1st of April was the date that we need to have already the support mission in place, and we are on schedule on that. And by that time, the GSF, which is already legally in place, let's say, since the resolution of the Security Council was adopted at the end of September, they will receive the first battalions to already strengthen the force. Later on throughout the year, they will get the remaining battalions, so they can get in full strength by the summer, the latest in the fall. So support is there. Support is there from the standing group of partners from the US, Canada, and other countries. The pledging conference that they held on last December was rather successful in getting the numbers in terms of military and police that they were looking for. So that I believe is ongoing, and the support is there for the force to be successful. It's clear for me in my discussions with the standing group of partners, including the United States, that they are prioritizing Haiti as one of the countries that they are scaling up the support in order to improve the security situation and the political situation in the country. So at least from our standpoint, member states, but also the United Nations are clearly committed to improve the situation during this year, but hopefully for the long run, as we have not been able, unfortunately, in the past.
And two follow-up questions. First, on the Kenyan battalions, are they going to remain in the leadership when all of the battalions are deployed? And secondly, with that deployment not really expected to be completed until the end of the year, is the current timetable for elections really realistic?
Thank you. The decision on the lead on once you have all the battalions in place will correspond more to the special representative on the GSF and on the force commander. I believe Kenya, which by the way, we have to be very grateful of the job of the work they have done throughout this time in the country. Probably they still need to decide whether to continue their participation in the force and how, but it's up to them completely. In terms of the results, we do expect and we do hope that the electoral calendar it's observed. They do have first round of election scheduled for 30th of August and the second early December. But at some point during the year, we need to make a technical assessment where the conditions are there in order to have free, fair, and legitimate elections throughout the country, notably considering that in Port-au-Prince and the departments next to it, we have around half of the electorate in the country. So we at some point we need to make, along with the national authorities, the Electoral Council, to make that assessment. And by the way, the UN, the mission, along with the agencies, are part of this effort to help them in assisting them in holding the electoral process. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dulcie Leinbach from Pass Blue. I did want to just go over again some of the GSF details. You say it's legally in place, and the first battalion is arriving in April. So what are the Kenyans? They're sort of still there. Is that so? Where's the first battalion coming from?
Yeah. It's legally in place since the adoption of the resolution. The MSS ended up at that time. So currently, the Kenyans are the ones that formed the GSF and are still there. And again, they committed to stay there in their current form, which is basically a police contingent until we receive additional reinforcement. I don't have the information or the confirmation or the battalion that is coming in April, but that's something that again the standing group of partners can provide, or the special representative once he takes office. I believe rather soon.
Who is that? Jack Christophidis?
Jack Christophidis, yes.
Oh, he's not there yet?
No, he was appointed. He's appointed, but formally he will assume, I believe, in February.
Okay, so is the U.S. leading this whole operation still, or it's hard to tell who's in charge?
Yeah, as you know, the governing, let's say the governing body that gives guidance and supervision to the GSF through the special representative, and then the force commander is formed of a number of countries, with the U.S., Canada, and the current contributors of troops or contingents being part of the governance arrangement. So they are the ones that oversee and give guidance to the force.
But if I may ask, the U.S. Keeps bragging about how quickly they move and how quickly they act. So this GSF has been up and supposedly running since what, September? And there's nothing that's changed since then.
Yeah, while I'm not speaking on behalf of any member state, I would say that the plan that was agreed in September is the one that currently is in place, that in April, because they in order to overcome the challenges that the MSS faced in the past, that was the importance of establishing a UN support office. At the UN support office deployment calendar, was to be up and running by 1st April. So it's in 1st April when the equipment, the life support element, and all the logistic will be in place for receiving the additional troops with additional capacities, more of a military orientation. So in a way, the calendar it's been observed and is in place so we can have first the mission and then the remaining battalions on the GSF in place so they can start operating accordingly.
Thank you. Jacqueline Charles, Miami Herald. She's online.
Yes, hi, Carlos. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so today we're in a situation where we're getting reports that overnight the CPT got a majority, 5 votes, to dismiss the prime minister. We have not seen whether or not their resolution has been published, will be published. There's a lot of meetings still taking place. We saw strong statements from the U.S. Last night. House GOP just also tweeted out endorsing the statements of the embassy. Where does the UN stand right now on this issue? And if the prime minister is toppled, what does that mean for Haiti at this stage going forward? We're trying to get a UN office up. We're trying to get a gang suppression force deployed. The police have been making some inroads. We're told that they actually temporarily halted operations this morning because they didn't know what was coming.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, we sent a clear message yesterday. There's no more time, and the country cannot spare more internal fighting. It's a time for different stakeholders, political parties, current authorities to come together and think about the national interest. There is the current authorities should still make use of the couple of weeks that they have as current authorities to do whatever they can in benefit of the country. It's a separate discussion in terms of what happens after February 7th, February 8th. And that's a discussion that we expect still the different stakeholders to have a productive dialogue and make a decision. And if they don't make a decision, we know that the Constitution provides for the Prime Minister to continue if that's the case. And we need, as you said, an authority and a government that is stable enough. We cannot spare instability on the political side when we have instability already on the security side. So we will wait to see what's the scenario. We know that unfortunately we have experienced many times these internal discussions about the authorities making decisions or discussing what's next in terms of the Prime Minister and the CPT members. But at this stage, our call really is for the actors, different actors, to come together and think about the country first and not spare more time on this, and don't waste more time on these internal fightings.
Great. Thank you very. Oh, sorry. Yes, one more question. Go ahead.
Hello, Aritra Kareem, IPS. I was wondering, how is establishing an effective political transition and actually electing a new president essential to establishing security? And how is political instability enabling gangs to gain control over more areas?
Okay. What we need is an authority that can work with the international community and manage the public forces in a way that can really increase security in different areas. The current arrangement, you can say that unfortunately has not worked. The mandate for the TPC with a prime minister that was decided in 2024. At the end, we don't have an improved security scenario, and we couldn't, or Haiti couldn't have elections. So how you measure success is actually by improving security in certain areas of Port-au-Prince that can enable Haitians to walk freely, to work freely, and and the country to be able to organize elections in a meaningful way. So we expect the authorities to continue after February 8th to be able to work internally and to work with the international community in improving security. And in that case, the GSF arrival plus the PNH, the National Haitian Police capacities, then should provide that environment. And the Electoral Provisional Council, with the support of the international community as well, should be able to organize elections across the country, but notably in Port-au-Prince, as I said, holds the majority of the electorate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carlos, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Safe travels back.
Thank you. Thank you.